exclusion. And I was just like, that's not cool. Because I feel like for with their catalog, especially not even just Travis Scott, he's a great, a talent. He could have did a lot more. And not only him, but if Big Boy had...
Come on.
If Big Boy agreed to doing it for whatever reason, I'm pretty sure a lot more ATLians, so to speak, so to speak, were probably boycotting it, but him bringing out Sleepy Brown, I wasn't expecting that. That was so dope. But then he could have brought out not just the Outkast family, the Dungeon family. There's so much other more people like within that ATL union that probably would have came on and been a part of that. So when he saw the Cadillac coming,
you only got a minute and 30 seconds.
Right. When I saw
you got to do what you got to do.
The best part was him showing out when he came out in the fur. I was with the bullshit, like Peter, whatever. Phil. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow.
Peter.
We'll talk to you tomorrow, but I'm gonna get this fur off.
Yeah.
But when he was leaving the stage and he was like, ATL ho, ATL.
Oh, he said that?
Oh, yeah, that little chant, and I was like,
okay.
Yes. Be black, nigga.
Yeah, now,
but that was my issue.
Now, you know what really got my blood boiling was that white drum line.
Nope.
I said, nigga, you got all the Clark Atlantas, all the now I shouldn't think of no more ATL schools, but like Morehouse, Spelman, you got all these fucking schools in Atlanta, like Georgia State, all these schools, which Georgia State's not the HBCU, but you get my point. Like all these black ass schools in Georgia, and it's like. You called first of all, one of the whitest and oldest bands I've ever seen. And then the popping again of the random black choir. And I forget what song it was on. Oh, Girls Like You. I was like, nothing about the song is spiritual or needs a choir behind it. Like, it's not. Well, fuck it. Just fuck the whole thing.
When I saw Adam take off his shirt, I said, you know what?
Oh, no.
Bring back fucking Janet Jackson.
I cannot wait to get a network. That is never going to happen. But I can't wait to get a network.
Put that shit in the air. It's going to happen.
Okay, sure. But I mean like the big three. Like, I'm not.
Okay, there could be 5 people working at that shit. We're going to have them watching.
Well, listen, you know what's real clutch? I shouldn't even say this. I don't want to give the idea away, but whatever.
Shut up. Turn the mic off and,
it's already
speaking in the air.
It's already done.
Turn the mic off and speak in the air.
First of all, it used to be done, and then... So I was going to say, this should be like an alternate, halftime performance. Turn to this channel, once this goes to break to watch some real good shit. But they used to do that back in the day. Like, A Living Color used to have, shows. I think A Living Color was doing it up until the year that Michael Jackson did halftime. And then that's when really, halftime became a thing where niggas was like, okay, we have to watch the halftime performance.
Wasn't that Sunday, was it the 3rd? Wasn't it some type of celebratory event for Janet Jackson?
It was Janet Jackson Appreciation Day.
Here we go.
Which we do every Super Bowl day.
I know, some shit.
Because our queen was done wrong. Queen was done wrong.
I just don't know.
And Les Moonves vowed to destroy her.
The NFL's
Look at you now, Les.
The NFL is never going to right their wrongs. They're the National Fraud League, and they're going to get
freak and fraud,
fraudulent league. I mean, am I upset that Kaepernick's not in the league?
Doing the things.
Yes, but I also think that he has a better calling and he's performing his ability. But God is putting him on a path to which he is fulfilling, and I can't question that. Fuck the NFL. They're going to be here. They're going to suffer. And the ratings went down in significant...
A lot.
Numbers is more than ever. So
also probably because of the trash-ass score. And somebody said it was 0-0 for the first 2 quarters.
The fucking commercials wasn't even late. If you should definitely get your money back for the commercials.
You should get listen, that's why I was right on the Hulu watching part 4 of season 9 Real Housewives. When Candy had to drag Phaedra, not literally, but, a real touchdown. That was a touchdown. But, y'all was doing y'all thing, and I let y'all have it.
But,
Yeah.
Well, what are we going to do? This is America.
This is America.
This is America. We're always fighting uphill battles. But
Don't you slipping, though.
Who else would you have liked to have seen,
at my halftime performance?
At halftime. I mean,
always Beyonce, but don't ask me questions you know the answer to. What color is the sky? All right. What the fuck? Now, some days the color of the sky is different, but mostly it's blue. All right. So if I had to do a Super Bowl wish list, alive people, can I dig up some from the grave?
Back to Maroon 5. You know what's weird?
What the fuck?
No, let me tell you why.
All right, go ahead.
It's so weird. They have songs that they perform that I knew from junior high school. High school.
She will.
And I was like,
that's Jumpstart days.
These motherfuckers don't know them songs.
Who? Oh, the audience?
People watching. Yeah, maybe the grandparents or something. But
the grandparents.
The kids didn't know.
Oh, we the grandparents? You mean the young people?
The kids didn't know that song.
The kids probably don't know She Will Be Loved.
What's the last Maroon 5 album that came out?
One just came out this year. Well, Girls Like You, that Cardi B song. That song they have that song they have with Cardi.
That's why they try to tie her in.
Yeah.
And if they would have had her perform one song, Bodak Yellow, and that's it, and get the fuck out of here.
Lit.
Nah, we're not to be used as fillers.
Oh yeah, no. But it would have been lit though. But yeah, Superbowl. I don't know. I would like to see Jay do it. Jay has a catalog to do 13 minutes.
They should have really had Jermaine Dupri do it.
They really should have. No, they
just came off tour. If it would have had like was a So Def tour.
That tour ain't happened. But we're not going to talk about that.
It didn't.
No, So Def got canceled.
I could have swore they did a few spot dates.
I don't think they did.
All right.
I mean, maybe you could double check, but I know New York definitely got canceled because the two Bow Wow stands I know in my life were stressed. Oh. They were like, "So Bow not coming to New York?" I was like, "Not for this tour. He's not." But they really should have just called, especially with it being in Atlanta. Like they really could have did like a whole. Usher could have really did actually a whole set. Usher has the catalog. Usher's never done halftime. Usher would be great. Usher would be good. Has J-Lo done it before?
Who?
J-Lo?
We good.
I didn't know if that was a shady who or I was like, again, these are not people that like J-Lo is not someone I really would like to see do it, but I know that she could do it. Like I know like she could do it. Like Pitbull, Neo could do halftime.
Oh, that would have been a good one.
Neo has the catalog. He has enough appeal with those middle-aged white women. Kids love Neo. Older people love Neo. Black people love Neo. White people love Neo. Everybody love Neo. Now, it might be for your own reasons. Like, I love, When You're Mad Neo. And some other people like, some EDM Neo shit. I don't know. Whatever came out closer.
You're right. Neo could have been the one.
Neo could have done it. Neo could still do it, actually.
I think the person that really could have brokered that would have been Usher, though.
Usher, yeah.
Usher could have brokered it. To have different...
Especially because he's so... I mean, he's not from... Well, he is from Atlanta, though. He doesn't really rep it like that, but I think he's very Atlanta to me. He could have had Lil Jon and Ludacris come out, both very Atlanta natives. That would have been a moment. Well, NFL, you fucked it up again. So I'll just be doing what I do every year, going back and watching Beyonce in 2013.
Yeah, fuck that. We off that. What else is going on? You want to talk about this Jussie Smollett situation?
Sure. We can talk about that.
I was enraged about that entire situation. You guys know the details as far as now.
Yeah, so
Malcolm's going to lead with that.
A quick little refresher. Excuse me, let me clear my throat. I see you over there banging lots of keys and nothing's happening on that computer. But for those that have maybe been missing in action, or if the world has ended and you found this archive somewhere buried in a time capsule, Jussie Smollett, known from Empire.
Smollett?
Yeah, I think the T's are silent. Jussie Smollett. That's what I've heard. It might be
Haitian, huh?
Yeah, I think so. But in any event, he was involved in a homophobic, racist attack in Chicago. This is about maybe 2 weeks ago now. And he was he flew into Chicago to tape Empire, because that's where they shoot Empire at. And he was on a super late flight, and he gets to his apartment, his hotel, I'm not really sure, but he's hungry. So he goes on a search for food. He ends up at a Subway's at about 2, 3 a.m., somewhere in there. And, excuse me. Oh, my throat is doing so much today. You know why? It was that 60-degree weather yesterday, and they're going back to cold today. We all about to be laid out in New York City, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so he ends up in this attack. They've thrown, I believe it was bleach. Some reports say bleach, other reports say an unknown substance, but there was something thrown on him. They threw a noose on him. They called him the F word and the N word and yelled, "This is a MAGA country," and all kinds of hateful, garbage ass behavior. So initially when I read this story, I was actually, when I first read it, I was on the train headed to work, and it was from thatgrapejuice.com or thatgrapejuice.net, one of those websites or something like that. And there was no other story around it. So like people in the replies were like, "I work in media, haven't heard anything about this. Y'all making shit up." So people start dragging that grape juice. And I was like, "Oh, that's unfortunate." And then I get to work like an hour later, and it's on, HuffPost, TMZ, Deadline, Variety, excuse me, you name it, it's there. So I read the whole police report, and I got very emotional. Mm-hmm. And I generally don't get emotional. I think the last time I cried or like was moved to tears from a news story was, I probably want to say the verdict for Trayvon. And again, I think that's because it was shocking to me, which again, I don't know why I was shocked, because America, but that really set the tone for all of the things that came after, like Mike Brown, Sandra Bland, all of these other moments that have happened in America. So I think Trayvon, going through his whole trial, ideally before that moment, I guess really set my brain up my spirit to be a little bit more numb to these type of things, or to those type of things. But back to the Jussie Smollett story. So, it brought tears to my eyes, like just reading how it went down. And, sorry, do you want to jump in? Cause I'm gonna steamroll through this. Okay. So, I think what triggered me the most was obviously, the black thing, the gay thing, the conjunction of the two together. Because if I read a story about a black person being harmed, I'm going to be sad. If I read a story about a gay person being harmed, I'm going to be sad. If I read a story about a black gay person being harmed, I'm going to be extra sad. And that was just the nature of the situation. What I think was an important takeaway from this story was that a lot of people, the fact this was so fresh off of that whole Kevin Hart thing about, I'll beat the gay out of my son, and Young Miami from the City Girl saying the same thing, was that, and again, this point has been very iterated online already, but I think that is the problem when you make blanket statements like that, even if it's a joke, even if you're not serious. It's like, if you're going to joke about killing someone for being gay or for being black or for being both, even if you say it and don't truly mean it, first of all, you're putting that energy out into the atmosphere, which is something you should be responsible for, A. And then B, it's also like, you might not take those things seriously, but other people definitely do. So it's like, if you be like, I didn't really mean it like that. I wasn't really going to, break a dollhouse over my son's head because he was gay, Kevin Hart. It's like, yes, you might not have necessarily meant that, but again, you are now igniting and you are mobilizing people to push forward and to, act on these hate crimes, on these hate ideas. So, do you want to jump in?
By now we've already seen the police report, heard the story in great detail, and to be quite frankly, there was an attack that happened. There's no question about it.
Oh, that whole shit about it being, I'm not even paying that no mind. That I think Jussie's making it up. I think he's lying. Something seems fishy. I'm like, who the fuck would lie about some shit like this? Like,
I don't think that it's something fishy. I do think there's something missing from the story, though.
I think there's something missing, but I don't think there's something fishy. So, like, not from his side.
What do you mean?
So I think there is something that is being covered up. I think for this to be in downtown Chicago and then not be like any legit video evidence, at least that we know of.
Right.
Because again, Chicago Police Department, their hands are not super clean. There's plenty of track records of shit that they have hit in the past.
Absolutely.
So I think it's something iffy happening, not from Jussie's side, but just in the story in general. All right, I'll hear you out. I'm listening.
I can't lie to you.
I don't want you to.
All right, so
I don't want you to.
So we have real talk.
Real talk makes for real understanding.
So of course, when I found out the story, not only did I have to work on the show and hear about it in great detail, I was like, what the fuck? And then I text you. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on here? And I didn't know what the hell was going on, or it was just, it was fucked up, to even read it. Like, what? How'd this happen? I found out so late in the day, cause I was.
You text me at 6 o'clock, like it was breaking news. I was like,
because we had the show and with 2 hours of talking about it, I couldn't be on my phone in the middle of that. But to text you at the time when we finished and it was done for, I was just because Bevy had a little more detail and insight. She's in that world, but So to hear about that and then work on the show, and then I was like, let me just text Malcolm to see what he hasn't been saying nothing all day, and I haven't been on Twitter much that day. So I was like, this is fucked up. What's going on outside? Like a noose, bleach, what the hell is going on? Where was the details and what's being done about it? So I was really enraged and I was upset like everybody else or black, just human nature, doesn't matter what it is. It was wrong. So fast forward, I do think there was an attack. I just think that there's more details to this story, that something's missing. Because for some reason, just 2 a.m. being outside and just getting a sandwich, it's just something was off. I don't want to make I don't want to victim shame. That's absolutely what I don't want to start doing.
Okay, because you creeping. Now, you're not on the block yet, but you got your blinkers on. You about to make that hard